Hi, everyone. It's really a pleasure being here. On the screen, I have something which the government of Telangana has done. What it's done is for all of its students, it says mark them in addition to their marks. They're saying mark them for the total number of periods they've done in sport, the number of physical education classes which they've taken, their play habits, their health habits, their sportsmanship habits. There for men, it is 100-meter run, pull-ups, high jump, long jump, cricket ball throw. And for girls, it is 7 steps, 7 jumps, 7 leaps, 7 skips, 70 skipping ropes, cricket ball throw, and the last one is a 30-meter run. Okay, along with it, we have ability in organized sport, ability in gymnastics, height, weight, chest, and stuff. This is what the Telangana government has done, and it's something which is revolutionary. How many schools have it is the issue. Maybe a few of them, probably RACS has it as well, or at least some of it is there. The thing is that this is not of today. It's what happened with my father. This is my father's school certificate of 1964. That's the shocking reality of how we have what has happened to our physical abilities. We as a nation have grown alphabetically. We as a nation have grown numerically, but we as a nation have gone down physically over the last few years. Our vocabulary is improved, but our movement vocabulary has gone down. Our parents can squat, climb, jump better. Our grandparents could even do it better. But our next generation, I'm not sure where they're going. It's a shocking regression in our physical ability from where we started. For a nation which is young, which aspires to dominate the world, this is no more an issue which is a thorn in the flesh. It is a dagger in the heart. This could bring our nation down. For a nation where out of 10 kids in urban schools, 9 of them have flat foot because our foot health has been compromised. Think of it, the moment a kid is born, when does he walk barefoot? Or when does he walk on surfaces which are uneven? Think of it even for us. How many times have we walked on surfaces which have been uneven? Our foot develops because of uneven surfaces. Our muscles in the foot are there because we need to balance on uneven surfaces. Whether it's the hospital or the apartment or the school, all of these places fundamentally have flat, smooth surfaces, which doesn't help in our foot health. What happens? Your arch is not developed, you have flat feet, and by the age of 28 and 30, you start developing knock knees and back pain. None of these kids will be good enough to go into the army. Not that we have to go into the army, but the physical ability required for physical activity is not happening at this age. And rural India is not far behind. It's just a degree less, but it's the same story there as well. So it's time to start looking at this fundamental change. And it's very important to look at our movement vocabularies, our physical literacies, along with what we are doing. What we learn in school has changed over time. How much of what we've learned in maths, physics, and chemistry, I don't know how much of it will actually be very useful for our life post the exams. But definitely what you learn on the play field is going to be very, very beneficial for all of us. Why do we need to play sport? This is a big question which has come up. Is it to get a job? Is it to make a life like mine as a career out of sport? If that is the only way, then I think we'll be very unsuccessful in this profession. Because the success rate of producing champions in an outside world, outside of India, is about 0.3%. In India, it's literally 0.1%. That's how many people make sport as a career. But does it mean that we should stop playing sport? So people who read this in bits and pieces, who understand this in bits and pieces, think of it different. But think of it in this way. You come to the school, and this is a new generational thing as well. If I had to have an ice cream, I had to pester my mother for 2 weeks or 3 weeks before she would relent and give me an ice cream. But today, things are different. At least for some of us, it's different. So if we were to put 2 to 3 brackets, I think for the top bracket of India, this is very different. The moment you want one, there are 5 flavors available. This is actually what's happening. So we are being given whatever we've been asked for. Holiday, done. Food, done. Movie, done. So this is how a generation of kids are being brought up. And this is reality. At a time, most schools would not fail students, definitely not fail students in public. How do kids learn about failure? When do kids learn about failure? Sports probably is the last available and the best available arena where people learn about failure. Imagine 10 kids, imagine all of us in this class, about 100 of us, write an exam. All of us has the possibility of getting 100% mark. All of us can aspire, can get 100% mark. But imagine if all of us were to run a running race. There's only one person who's going to win. 99 of us are going to lose. That is the reality of sport. You can do, everybody can put in all their effort, but there's only one champion being there. So does it mean that the champion is the greatest one and the rest of them aren't? No. I think when our understanding of sport changes, everybody who participates in sport is a champion. And that is what I would want you to think about. The discipline, the hard work, the grit, the ability to fall down and get up, the ability to fail in front of people and get up the next day morning and work hard to come back another day to perform and possibly win. Imagine the confidence which that kid would get. And if you're sorting out this simple ability at a young age, when you get to 30 and when you're not promoted in office or your tender has failed, imagine what your ability to handle defeat will be. That is the fundamental quality which sport teaches us. When a ball comes to you on a football field, you have to decide where the threats are, where your partners are, where your strengths are, where your goal is, where your team is. And that decision has to be made in the split of a second. That decision making is what sport gives us. And that is the reason why you should play sport. You cannot sit in an office in front of files and say that I'll wait. If you're doing it, then you've just not played sport when you're young enough. Because right or wrong, risk-taking ability comes out of playing sport. That's the reason why you should play sport. This clear evidence which suggests that health, if you're healthy once in your lifetime, even if it's at age 10 or 11, you will move disease by 10 years, lifestyle diseases by 10 years. If you're fit at 40, you'll get to 50 without. But if you're at 10, if you're fit, then your lifestyle diseases are going to change from 40 to 50. Imagine what kind of an effect on life it will be. That comes out of playing sport. So in my view, every kid should play professional sport. The benefits of professional sport are immense. It's something which is needed for every kid. From an age of 0, look at foot health. When they're 2 or 3, their movement vocabulary and their gymnastic skills and their ability to move around has to be developed. This has to be worked on. From an age of 6 to 9, expose them to different kinds of sports and activity and dance and music and art. And then at an age of 9, ask them to pick a sport, pick an art form where they compete and they find the very essence of who they are. Because that mind-body connect and that growth happens when you do it as though it is your life. And that would be very, very important. At age 9, when you invest all your energies into believing that you want to become the best in the world, that is what you want to be. And at that stage, there is no plan B. There is only plan A. And continue playing sport professionally till about 13 or 14. And at an age of 13 or 14, have realistic check of where you are as per your coaches, as per your sports science team, and decide potentially where you can eventually be. If you have an option to be the best in the world, continue playing sport, because there is a huge career opportunity there. There could be a great life out there, living your passion to become the best in the world. And if you don't, get back into academics or whatever profession you want to be, and you will still be much better than what you would have been if you had not played sport. Because the seed capital which sport gives you is phenomenal. And that is what you want to be investing in when you're young. The health, the life lessons, the grit, the determination, the togetherness, the teamwork, the decision making, all of it comes out of playing sport professionally. And take advantage of it. And trust me, whether you're a bureaucrat or a politician or a businessman or a journalist or a teacher, you'll be much better in that with your foundation of sport. And then you can continue playing sport for life as a passion. If you have a passion to compete, you can compete in various leagues and university games, but spend more time into becoming and taking something else as a profession, which will actually help you grow in life for the rest of your life. At an age of 13, at an age of 17 and 18, if you've not reached where you have to be in the world level, switch. And I would love to have universities have bridge courses which actually help them transition from sport to education. And then, even if you're 20 or 25, they have to still be skilled to be leading a good life till they're 70 or 80 years. So every sports person, whether they retire or to leave sport at 13, 18, 21 or 30, needs still to have a life and skill set outside of their sporting career to ensure that they lead a life which is secure and financially strong for the rest of their life. So we need to invest in skilling, we need to invest in educating, but most importantly, we need an entire nation and our entire youth to start playing sport. This would be very, very important. It stems from two fundamental people I have seen with a lot of as great role models and their visionary statements of what this is based on. One of them is Mr. J.R.D. Tata. In the 1940s and 50s, he had mentioned that a nation doesn't become great by removing poverty. It becomes great when you give its talented few an opportunity to shine, to be the best in the world. And our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who said that a nation, a race, or a community grows because of pride. And every win which happens at an international stage fills our bucket with drops of pride, which eventually takes our race, nation, or community forward. I think with these two as my primary mottos and visionary leaders, I have said what I have to say. I wish that every parent, every kid start taking this up seriously, because we as a nation need this, and sport in our young nation is very, very critical. Thank you very much.